Welcome to Hockey Whiz Talks podcast. Today I'll be talking about players to pick up in fantasy hockey. In this podcast, I will talk about players to pick up in fantasy hockey. Forwards to pick up in fantasy hockey. Yanni Gourd is going to get the opportunity to have a breakout year with the Seattle Kraken this season. He will be playing on the first line and first power play unit of Seattle and should be owned in all leagues. Radek Foxa. Radek Foxa has been one of the best players for the Dallas Stars this season. He has 1 goal and 4 points along with 1 power play point so far this season. He also has 23 face-off wins as well. As well as he has played, Foxa is only worth owning in deep leagues. Robbie Fabry put up 1 goal, 3 points, and 1 power play point so far this season. He is playing on the line with Philip Zadina and Pius Sutter and has been quite productive on that line. Fabry is only worth owning in deep leagues or in leagues with large rosters. Danton Heinen. Danton Heinen has gotten off to a great start to the season, putting up 3 goals and 1 power play point so far this season. Right now, he is on the first line and second power play unit of the Penguins and is flourishing with his new team. Heinen is a short-term solution if you need a player to replace an injured player. Matt Zuccarello. Matt Zuccarello put up 2 goals, 5 points, and 2 power play points so far this season. He plays with Kirill Kaprizov and should be owned in most leagues. Dustin Brown. Dustin Brown still has a lot of gas left in the tank and is still one of the go-to players for the Kings. The fact that he's only owned in 14% of Yahoo leagues is criminal considering he is a solid source of goals and hits. I expect him to be owned in at least 50% of leagues in a few months. Check out my scouting blog at hockeywiz777scouting.com. Listen to my scouting blog podcast on anchor.fm/hockeywiz777scouting. Defenseman to pick up in fantasy hockey. Bowen Byram. Bowen Byram has gotten off to a hot start to the season, recording 3 points in his first 3 games. He has untapped potential and is worth owning, especially in keeper and dynasty leagues. Ryan Graves. Ryan Graves has gotten off to a great start with the New Jersey Devils. He has 3 points and is a +7 so far this season. He also has 6 hits and 5 blocks as well. Graves is only worth owning in deep leagues or in leagues with big rosters. Issa Lindell. Issa Lindell didn't have any points this season, but he's still a valuable defenseman if your league counts hits and blocks. Lindell also has a good amount of shots on goal for a defenseman with 14 shots on goal. Lindell is worth owning in leagues that require 6 or more defensemen. Cam Fowler. Cam Fowler is off to a blazing start to the season, having put up 3 points and 3 power play points thus far. He is currently playing on the second D pair and second power play unit of the Ducks. As well as Fowler has played, he is only worth owning in deep leagues. Check out my hockey blog at hockeywiztalkshockey.blogspot.com. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at hockeywiz777. Goalies to pick up in fantasy hockey. Aiden Hill. Aiden Hill has gotten off to a hot start with the San Jose Sharks so far this season. He has 2 wins with a 1.50 GAA and a .932 save percentage. Hill is the starter for San Jose and would be a solid third goalie in a head-to-head league. Matt Murray. Matt Murray is a great option to have on the bench in fantasy as a third option because he plays for an up-and-coming young team. However, his durability is going to cause some owners who have limited moves to think twice before adding him. Murray is a high-risk, high-reward pickup. On the next podcast, I talk about impact rookies this year and surprising teams so far this season.